Let me ask you something real quick. What if I told you there are SUVs out there that mechanics do not hate because they are hard to fix? They hate them because they never see them again. The first one on this list will make you question every bad car decision you have ever made. And the last one, yeah, that one might actually outlive your retirement plan and possibly your stubbornness. Welcome to the Garage Inspector, where we talk about cars that refuse to die, laugh at planned obsolescence, and treat 300,000 miles like a light jog around the block. We are not here to be polite. We are here to save your wallet from a slow, painful death. Before we dive into these unkillable machines, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and drop a comment below. It keeps the lights on and prevents me from having to sell my soul to a used car dealership. Let us get into it. Honda CR-V. Alright, let us start with a vehicle so reliable it makes other SUVs look like disposable electronics. The Honda CR-V. It is the SUV equivalent of that one coworker who never calls in sick, never shows up late, and somehow still has energy after work. Annoying, maybe. Impressive. Absolutely. Now, before you say, yeah, it is a Honda, we get it, stop right there. Because the CR-V isn't riding on brand reputation. It earned it. We are talking especially about CR-Vs from the late 2010s, but honestly, this story goes way back. These things have been quietly stacking miles since the late 1990s like it is their full-time job. Under the hood, Honda did not chase flashy numbers or marketing buzzwords. Most CR-Vs came with Honda's legendary four-cylinder engines, the 2.4-liter naturally aspirated engine being the real hero here. No turbos begging for premium fuel, no overcomplicated nonsense, just an engine that wakes up every morning, does its job, and does not complain. Honda designed this motor with conservative compression ratios, oversized cooling systems, and oil passages that look like they were designed by someone who does not trust humans to change oil on time. And honestly, fair. I have seen CR-Vs with 200,000 miles where the engine bay still looks cleaner than my garage floor. Crosshatch marks still visible in the cylinders. Valve trains quiet enough to make you nervous something is wrong. Except nothing is. And let us talk transmissions because this is where most SUVs go to die. Honda somehow figured out how to make transmissions that do not explode the moment the warranty ends. Whether you are talking about the older 5-speed automatics or the newer CVTs, these gearboxes are tuned for one thing: survival. Are they exciting? No. Are they fast? Absolutely not. But they are built with internal components rated for way more torque than the engine ever produces. Translation: the transmission is basically bored all the time, and bored parts last forever. Regular fluid changes, and by regular I mean whenever you remember, and these transmissions will outlive most marriages. Fuel economy is where the CR-V quietly flexes. Depending on the year, you are looking at around 28 to 34 miles per gallon combined. For an SUV that can haul people, dogs, groceries, and your poor life choices, that is borderline disrespectful to gas stations. The all-wheel drive is simple, and that is why it works. The CR-V's real-time AWD system is not pretending to be a rock crawler. It is there for rain, snow, dirt roads, and that icy parking lot your boss refuses to salt. No complicated electronics, no 17 driving modes, no terrain response button that does absolutely nothing. Simple systems break less. Honda knows that. Everyone else seems to forget. Now, here is the part nobody talks about. The CR-V is engineered for people who do not care about cars, and that is actually genius. Air filter. Right there. Oil dipstick. Bright yellow like a kindergarten toy. Cabin filter. Behind the glove box, no tools, 30 seconds. Honda assumed the owner might ignore maintenance and built the car tough enough to survive it anyway. That is not laziness. That is understanding your customer. Interior quality is not luxury, but it ages like denim jeans. The buttons do not peel. The plastics do not crack. The seats do not collapse after 5 years. Everything just keeps working, which is honestly refreshing in a world where half the dashboard is a touchscreen waiting to glitch. And resale value? Absolutely ridiculous. A 5-year-old CR-V still sells for money that makes other brands cry themselves to sleep because buyers know what they are getting: a vehicle that is just getting warmed up. The Honda CR-V does not try to impress you on day 1. It impresses you on year 10 when nothing has broken, nothing squeaks, and your mechanic says, "See you next oil change." It is not exciting. It is not flashy. But it is the SUV you buy when you are done gambling. And trust me, if this one already impressed you, the next SUV on this list is going to make you wonder why anyone buys unreliable cars on purpose. Mitsubishi Montero. Now we leave suburbia and enter territory where this thing was absolutely not built for Target parking lots. The Mitsubishi Montero, or Pajero if you are literally anywhere else on planet Earth because Mitsubishi decided confusing Americans would be fun. This is the SUV that aid workers drive through war zones. The SUV that explorers take where Google Maps just gives up and says, "Good luck, pal." The SUV that looks at modern crossovers and says, "That is cute, does it come with a matching purse?" And here is the wild part. Mitsubishi did not design this thing to be popular. They designed it to survive a nuclear winter or at least a very long trip through the desert. Back in the 1990s and early 2000 years, Mitsubishi was deep into rally racing. The Dakar Rally, one of the most brutal motorsport events on Earth. Heat, sand, rocks, zero mercy. And instead of just racing something cool, Mitsubishi basically said, "Let us sell this tank to normal people." 12 Dakar wins. 12. That is not marketing. That is pure, unadulterated domination. Under the hood, depending on the year, you are getting either a 3.0-liter V6 or the legendary 3.8-liter V6. And let me be very clear, these engines are not impressive on paper. And that is exactly why they last forever. No tiny turbochargers screaming for mercy like a toddler in a supermarket. No experimental tech, no nonsense. Cast iron blocks, simple overhead cam designs, conservative tuning, engines that operate like they are permanently on vacation. Mitsubishi built these motors assuming fuel quality might be questionable and maintenance might be optional, which, let us be honest, is exactly how most people treat them. 400,000 miles is not unheard of. Not internet legend miles, either. Real, ugly, dented, sunburned Monteros still running their original engines while the rest of the world has moved on to their third lease. Transmission. A 4-speed automatic that looks ancient by today's standards. And again, that is the magic. Fewer gears, fewer clutches, fewer things to break. That torque converter is massive. Cooling is overkill. Internal components are so overbuilt it is almost insulting. Transmission shops barely see these things, and when they do, it is usually for fluid changes or seals, not rebuilds. Now, let us talk about the thing that separates the Montero from mall crawlers pretending to be tough. Super Select 4-wheel drive. This is not fake all-wheel drive with a fancy plastic button. This is real mechanical locking 4-wheel drive. You can run it in 2-wheel drive, full-time 4-wheel drive, or lock the center differential when things get spicy. And yes, you can engage it at highway speeds because Mitsubishi assumed you might actually know what you are doing. Ground clearance. Real. Approach and departure angles. Legit. Frame. Body-on-frame steel thick enough to make rust take decades to even think about showing up. While modern unibody SUVs dissolve after 5 winters like a sugar cube in coffee, Monteros just exist calmly, patiently, and slightly menacingly. Interior. Let us not lie to ourselves. It is old school. Hard plastics, buttons that feel like they came from a 1985 microwave. Infotainment that belongs in a museum next to the spinning looms. But guess what? Everything still works 20 years later. No peeling, no rattles, no weird electronic demons that make your headlights blink when you use the turn signal. And space. Actual usable third-row seating. Cargo room that laughs at camping gear, tools, or that one friend who always needs help moving because they don't believe in trucks. Here is the part that blows people's minds. Parts availability. Because these were sold globally and used by militaries, non-governmental organizations, and governments that do not like spending money twice, you can find parts almost anywhere. Rural Africa, South America, Southeast Asia? No problem. Try that with a modern luxury SUV that needs a software update just to open the hood. Fuel economy? Yeah, nobody buys a Montero to save gas. You are looking at around 15 to 18 miles per gallon. But when your SUV can climb mountains and outlive civilizations, you forgive it for having a drinking problem. And resale value? Funny thing, these hit rock bottom years ago. Then people figured out the secret. Now clean Monteros are climbing in value because they are not being made anymore and nothing modern really replaces them. The Montero is not fast. It is not efficient. It is not trendy. It is just unkillable. And if you think rally-bred toughness is impressive, wait until you hear about the next SUV, because the next one proves that boring can actually be the most dangerous thing on the road to a mechanic's bank account. Toyota RAV4. Now we talk about the vehicle that mechanics recognize from across the parking lot and immediately sigh because they know they are not making any money off you today. The Toyota RAV4. Yes, that RAV4. The one everyone calls boring right before it outlives their entire family tree. This thing isn't just reliable, it is aggressively reliable. Like it wakes up every morning and chooses violence against repair shops. People love to say, "Oh, it is just a Toyota." Yeah, and that is exactly why it is still running while your neighbor's luxury SUV is currently sitting on a flatbed tow truck. Toyota quietly perfected the art of building cars that simply refuse to fall apart, and the RAV4 is one of their greatest hits. Let us talk engines because this is where the sorcery starts. Most RAV4s, especially from the mid-2010s, run Toyota's 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine. Naturally aspirated, no drama, no nonsense. This engine has fewer moving parts than most modern kitchen appliances, which means fewer excuses to break. Toyota engineered it with tolerances so conservative it is basically bored all the time. It runs cool, stays clean internally, and ages like a heavy cast iron skillet. There are documented cases, real ones, of RAV4s running with oil that looks like a melted chocolate bar, air filters hosting entire ecosystems of local wildlife, and timing chains that haven't been inspected since the Obama administration, and the engine still fires up like it just rolled off the assembly line. Transmission. Toyota keeps it simple and overbuilt. Whether it is the older 6-speed automatic or the newer 8-speed, these gearboxes are not here for your driving excitement. They are here to survive your daily commute and your lack of maintenance. Smooth shifts, massive cooling capacity, and internal components rated for far more abuse than the engine can dish out. These transmissions do not slip. They do not shudder. They just exist quietly forever. And Toyota does not stop at the big stuff. This is where the RAV4 really separates itself, the boring parts. Suspension bushings, overbuilt, wheel bearings, rated for way more load than necessary. The alternator produces more power than the vehicle ever asks for. Toyota over-engineers the stuff nobody puts in a commercial. And that is why these things age so gracefully while other SUVs start falling apart at 100,000 miles. Rust protection. Toyota went full submarine mode. Galvanized steel, multi-stage coatings, proper drainage. I have seen 20-year-old RAV4s from the Midwest where they salt roads like they are seasoning a ribeye steak, and the frames still look solid. Open the hood of a RAV4 with 20,000 miles and one with 200,000 miles. Good luck telling the difference. The valve train stays quiet. Engine mounts barely sag. Timing chains hold tension. It is honestly ridiculous. Now, let us talk hybrids because Toyota absolutely lost their minds here. The RAV4 hybrid is one of the most reliable hybrid systems ever built. That battery pack is warranted for 10 years, but routinely lasts 15 to 20. The electric motors are sealed, maintenance-free units. No belts, no fluids, they just work. Fuel economy. Mid to high 30s miles per gallon in a practical SUV. That is not just efficiency, that is a personal insult to gas prices. And resale value? Insane. A 5-year-old RAV4 still commands 60 to 70% of its original price. Some trims barely depreciate at all. Why? Because everyone knows exactly what they are getting. No risk, no gamble, no headaches. Is it fun to drive? No. Will it make you giggle in corners? Absolutely not. But when everyone else is budgeting for their third transmission and crying into their bank statements, you will be smiling at oil changes while your mechanic says, "Yeah, everything still looks perfect. See you in a year." The RAV4 treats 100,000 miles like a warm-up lap and 300,000 miles like a mild inconvenience. And if this one already feels unkillable, the next SUV on this list is going to prove that reliability does not have to be boring. It can be weird, stubborn, and absolutely unstoppable. Subaru Forester. Now things get weird in the good way. If the last SUV was boring but immortal, this one is the friend who shows up at 3 in the morning during a snowstorm to help you move a couch and somehow enjoys it. The Subaru Forester. This is not an SUV designed to impress people at stoplights or make you look like a high-powered executive. This is an SUV designed by engineers who clearly do not trust gravity, weather, or humanity in general. Let us address the elephant in the room right now, the boxer engine. Yes, that horizontally opposed engine everyone on the internet loves to argue about. Early 2000 Subaru engines? Yeah, we do not talk about those at Thanksgiving. But here is the part people conveniently ignore. Subaru fixed those issues more than a decade ago. And what we are left with now is one of the most stable, balanced, and stubbornly reliable powertrains on the road. The flat 4-cylinder engine sits so low in the chassis that the Forester's center of gravity is basically underground. That is not just good for handling. It reduces stress on suspension components, engine mounts, and literally everything bolted to the car. And because the pistons move horizontally instead of up and down, the engine naturally balances itself. Less vibration, less wear, less stuff shaking itself to death over time. These engines idle so smoothly you can balance a coin on top. Try that with your neighbor's V6 and watch it launch into orbit. Now, let us talk about the real magic: symmetrical all-wheel drive. And no, not all AWD systems are the same, no matter what the commercials say. Most SUVs are front-wheel drive until things go wrong. Then they panic and send power to the rear like a confused teenager. Subaru said absolutely not and made full-time AWD standard. Power to all four wheels all the time. Rain, snow, mud, gravel, wet leaves, sketchy parking lots. The Forester just grips and goes. And here is the key for longevity. Subaru massively overbuilds this system. Differentials are beefy. CV joints are sealed like Fort Knox. Drive shafts are rated for way more torque than the engine ever produces. Subaru techs regularly see Foresters with 250,000 miles coming in for their first CV boot replacement. Not joint failure, just the rubber boot. That is insane in the AWD world. Transmission. Yes, Subaru uses CVTs. Yes, the internet loves to hate CVTs, but Subaru's version is tuned for survival, not performance. They do not push them to the edge. They overcool them. They expect you to drive in mountains, snow, and terrible conditions. Regular fluid changes, and by regular, we mean eventually, and these transmissions just keep going. Fuel economy. Depending on the year, you are looking at around 26 to 33 miles per gallon. For a full-time AWD SUV, that is impressive. Interior. Let us be honest, it is not luxury. The infotainment system won't win awards, but the seats are comfortable, visibility is incredible thanks to the boxy design, and everything feels functional. Subaru built this cabin to work, not to impress Instagram. And safety. Subaru went absolutely overboard. Top safety ratings year after year. That Boxer engine drops under the cabin in a frontal impact. Reinforced roof pillars strong enough to support multiple times the vehicle's weight. Subaru didn't just design the Forester to avoid accidents, they designed it to survive them. Resale value. Rock solid. 5-year-old Foresters still sell for serious money because buyers know they are not inheriting problems. They are inheriting a vehicle that is just getting started. The Forester does not care about trends. It does not care about horsepower wars. It does not care about your opinion. It just works everywhere, always. And if you think this level of stubborn reliability is impressive, the final SUV on this list is going to completely flip your expectations because nobody saw this one coming. Hyundai Santa Fe. Alright, be honest. You did not expect to see this one here. The Hyundai Santa Fe. Yeah, that Hyundai. 20 years ago, if someone told you a Hyundai would be on a list of SUVs that refuse to die, you would have laughed, locked your doors, and slowly backed away. And honestly, that was a fair reaction. Back in the late 1990s and early 2000 years, Hyundai had a reputation: cheap and disposable. The kind of car you bought because it was affordable and then paid for emotionally later. But then something wild happened. Hyundai got serious. Like, really serious. They hired engineers from Toyota and Honda. They poured billions into research and development. And then they did something that shook the entire industry. They slapped a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty on their vehicles. That was not marketing, that was Hyundai saying, "We dare you to doubt us." And the modern Santa Fe is the result of that obsession. Under the hood, depending on the year, you will find either a naturally aspirated engine, a turbocharged 4-cylinder, or a V6. And every single one of them is built with a level of over-engineering that would have been unthinkable for Hyundai 20 years ago. Multi-layer steel head gaskets, industrial-grade timing chains, blocks designed to handle more stress than they will ever see in real life. Hyundai studied every engine failure in the industry, theirs and everyone else's, and then engineered around those weaknesses. These engines run cool, stay clean, and tolerate neglect better than they have any right to. 200,000 miles. Normal. 250,000? Not shocking. And no, that is not wishful thinking, that is reality now. Now let us talk transmissions because this is where Hyundai really flexed. The 8-speed automatic in the Santa Fe is smooth, conservative, and built with components rated far beyond the engine's output. No fragile dual-clutch nonsense, no experimental CVT belts pushed to the edge, just solid proven engineering. It shifts clean, it stays cool, and it does not turn your bank account into a crime scene. Fuel economy. Depending on the setup, you are looking at low to mid-20s miles per gallon. Respectable for an SUV this size, especially one that does not constantly ask for repairs. Chassis and suspension. This is where Hyundai's glow-up really shows. The platform shared with other award-winning models is stiff, well-isolated, and shockingly durable. Bushings do not disintegrate. Ball joints do not cry for help. Steering racks do not develop weird clunks at 100,000 miles. Rust protection. Hyundai went full paranoia mode. Galvanized steel where others cheap out. Proper coatings. Drainage designed by people who understand water is evil. Interior quality. This is not budget anymore. Soft touch materials, tight panel gaps, seats that do not collapse, buttons that still click after years of use. And the tech. Here is the shocking part. It actually keeps working. Adaptive cruise, blind spot monitoring, heated and ventilated seats, lane assist, and none of it freaks out after the warranty ends. Resale value is climbing fast. People are finally catching on. Used Santa Fe's are holding their value in ways that would have been laughed at a decade ago. And that warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles, and Hyundai actually honors it. That peace of mind hits different when you are making monthly payments and sleeping at night. The Santa Fe is not just reliable, it is proof that manufacturers can change. So, there you have it. 5 SUVs that laugh at planned obsolescence and treat massive mileage like a minor inconvenience. These are not cars you buy because they are exciting. You buy them because they still start when everything else has been towed away. Reliability is not luck. It is an engineering philosophy. If you are tired of endless car payments and repair bills, hit that like button right now. It helps the Garage Inspector reach people who are done gambling on unreliable cars. Subscribe if you want more honest, no-nonsense car content with a little sarcasm baked in. And drop a comment below. Which one of these would you actually buy? Or did we miss an SUV that deserves a spot on this list? Send this video to that friend who keeps buying terrible cars and saying, this one will be different. We both know it won't. See you in the next one. This was the Garage Inspector.